Good morning, everyone. So, for the people who joined for the first time, I can give my introduction. So, I am Rakesh Tayal. I am a chartered accountant. I have 20 years of the experience. I am a registered valuer as well as insolvency professional. Earlier, I was in BC Jindal business also. Now, I have started my own practice for the last 2 years. I recently cleared the social auditor exam, and being this has been becoming a very interesting subject and most discussing subject in the groups. So we understand that let us know what is the social auditor, what is the scope in this field, and why we should attempt this right now or in the coming months. Because this is the new scope, so better first mover advantage will always be there, and it's the emerging one, evolving one. So exam difficulty is not much there because regulations are limited as of now, and even our SROs are developing and in the process of registration. They have not yet registered even those who have qualified. So level of exam, difficulty level of exam is easy. I am not saying very easy, but obviously we have to read. But we can easily, as per my experience, with a study of 16 to 20 hours, we can easily crack the exam if we have some common logical and practical applications in mind. So coming to the social auditor concept, the social audit concept is very old. It's not new, 1 month old or 2 month old. With the 73rd amendment in the constitution, Rajiv Gandhi government bring the Panchayati Raj and concept of the social audits. So in the government departments already the social impact evaluation is already going on. Currently Niti Aayog is looking after that, and department under Niti Aayog measuring the impact of the various government schemes run for the welfare of the public. In 1920, Nirmala Sitharaman for the first time in her budget speech mentioned about the concept of social stock exchange. Though globally, the social stock exchange concept is also emerging very old in 2003, way back, when the first social stock exchange in Brazil has been established. Prior to India, there are 7 countries who have adopted this concept of social stock exchange, and now only 3 social stock exchanges are active globally. 4 are not active because the alternates have been developed in respect of social stock exchange. But it doesn't mean that social auditor work has been vanished in those countries. Why now it is becoming so important or so discussing factor? Because there are 2 reasons. One main reason is OECD guidelines or the global initiatives for the sustainability. So sustainability as well as social development is the emerging platform globally and area of concern. And in the developing country, it is there is a more scope than the developed countries because you have to do more in a developing nation. Philanthropists all over the world ready to donate the money if they know that the money is utilized properly, and that's where the social auditor comes into the picture. Social stock exchange is a platform or an intermediary between the NPOs or the FPEs to get the funds from those philanthropist organizations or the World Bank or the government grants. And by submitting their social impact report on the stock exchange, by making the protecting the interest of the donors or the investors in the society, so social stock exchange will raise a platform for that part. So in 1920, Nirmala Sitharaman mentioned about the concept of the social stock exchange, which will help to raise the funds to the NPOs and also for the profit enterprises uh, who want to give the social impact. So they can also raise the funds. Just to give an overview globally, the impact investment market size is $715 billion. And the first social stock exchange is established in Brazil, as I already mentioned. Currently, live exchanges are in Canada, Jamaica, and Singapore. So all these can become as an MCQ in your exam also. The first three. But then, as per the NSI material in 2012, there are 31 lakh NPOs in India. So what is the scope? So every 400 Indians per every there is one NPO, and now the numbers have increased. So to measure the social impact created by these NPOs, we need the social audit firms or social auditors. Even if it is not mandatory, but if an NPO goes for the evaluation of social impact by the social auditor, it will increase the confidence of the investors or the donors. Like ATG certificate give you a confidence that okay, this NGO should be genuine and regulated by the income tax. Now, if any social impact report is issued and NPO is publicizing that, then people will donate more generously in that NPOs. India ranked 129 in the Human Development Index, so there is a lot of scope in India on this part. Impact investment in India can grow from 6 billion to 8 billion by 2025. India purpose to have social stock exchanges for the profit organization and not for the profit organization. So social stock exchange which are coming to India, they are having the both for the profit as well as not for the profit organization. They can list or register both of them. Now, what is the key understanding from this course a social auditor will get is the social sector, social objective, what is the social stock exchange, how the funds can be raised by the FPOs, NPO, what about the beneficiary, and what is the social audit going on. So these are the definitions. Who can become a social auditor? He should be registered with one of the SRO and should qualify the exam conducted by NISM. Social audit firm has to do the audit of the annual impact report issued by the NPOs. Then social enterprise is the NPO or the FPE who has to deliver the value to the society. And social stock exchange is a separate segment in the recognized stock exchange. So it's not a separate stock exchange like we have the MSME exchange. Like that only there will be a social stock exchange, and currently BSC is already there having the social stock exchange, and NSC is in the final stages. Who can become a social auditor? Any chartered accountant, postgraduate with 3 years experience in the development sector, graduate with 6 year experience in the development sector, CMA also can become the social auditor, but the certification should be necessary from the NSIM certification exam. And then they have to empanel with the SRO. ICI has incorporated ISAI under Section 8 company. ICMI also have the SRO and ICSI also. All the three institutes have the SROs. The regulatory body is the SEBI for the social auditors. Exam pattern, exam duration is 2 hours. It's an online exam to be conducted at the NSM centers. We have to go and register there. Exam is of 100 marks. All the questions are of 1 marks. There are 3 case studies, and each case study has the 5 questions of 1 mark each. So good part is that you have the 100 questions, 100 marks. Like in IP or RV examination, we have the 2 marks questions each, and 1 question wrong will give you the 0.5 negative marking there. So here you have the more scope to play as of now. Exam fees is only 1500 plus GST. Passing marks are 60. Negative marking is 25% for each wrong question. Certificate will be received within 2 weeks. However, you will get the result immediately after the examination, and you can download your provisional certificate from the NISM website also. Regarding the weightage of the syllabus, so they have divided into 11 parts. This is the NISM material, and is designed accordingly only. So chapter 1 is having 8 marks. So major impact, if you see, is given to the social impact assessment and social impact assessment case studies. which contributes 30 marks. But since as I mentioned that each question is of 1 mark, so we should go for each and every step. And today we will cover the ninth one, where disclosure norms, reporting requirements of social auditors and penalties are mentioned. This is 10 mark questions, and in the coming 2 hours, we try to cover all the aspects of the disclosure norms extensively. So this is about the weightage and the study material which is available online. The point is that we should focus our studies rather than gathering the material. We should focus on the NISM books and bare notification as per me. We should outline the keywords and a focus study of 16 to 20 hours. 6 hours go for the NISM book and 2 hours for the bare notifications. There is a lot of repetition in the study materials. So just keep one material with you and crack the exam.